Admiral John Clark stared at the holographic display floating in the dim light of the command center. His weathered face showed no emotion, but his eyes gleamed with interest. The display showed something strange, a swirling mass of particles that seemed to both exist and not exist at the same time. "So this is it?" he asked quietly. Dr. Olivia Martinez nodded. She was tall and thin with short brown hair and quick hands that moved through the hologram, expanding certain areas. "Yes, sir. We found it 3 months ago in the abandoned alien structure at the edge of the Orion Arm." Daniel Wright, her fellow scientist, stepped forward. He was shorter with glasses and nervous energy. "We've been studying it day and night, Admiral. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before." "Tell me why I should care," Clark said. His voice wasn't harsh, just direct. The United Earth Fleet had limited resources. They couldn't chase every strange space rock. Olivia tapped a button on her wrist pad. The hologram changed to show a small metal cube. Inside the cube, the strange particles swirled. "Watch this," she said. She pressed another button. A powerful laser beam hit the cube. The beam should have melted the metal instantly. Instead, the beam disappeared when it touched the cube. No damage, no heat, nothing. "We call it weaponizable dark matter," Daniel explained. "The particles create a field that can absorb energy, any kind of energy." John Clark's eyebrows went up slightly, the most surprise he ever showed. "Any kind?" "We've tried lasers, plasma, kinetic impacts, even nuclear. Nothing gets through," Olivia said. "And that's not all." The hologram changed again. Now it showed a simple engine design. With the right configuration, this dark matter can bend space-time. We're talking about engines that could move ships in ways no other species has achieved. Clark walked slowly around the hologram, studying it from all angles. The possibilities flashed through his mind. Shields that couldn't be penetrated. Engines that could outmaneuver any known ship. Weapons that could harness this strange matter. "Have you told anyone else about this?" he asked. Both scientists shook their heads. "Only the 3 of us and Director Evans know," Daniel said. Clark nodded. "Good. Keep it that way." 3 weeks later, the United Earth Council gathered in their secret chamber beneath the old United Nations building in New York. 12 men and women sat at a round table as Admiral Clark explained what the scientists had found. "With this technology, we could change our position in the galaxy," he finished. Council leader Grace Davis leaned forward. She was in her 60s with silver hair and sharp eyes. "You're suggesting we build warships with this dark matter?" "I am," Clark said. "For too long, we've been restricted to our solar system. The few alien species we've met treat us like children. They give us scraps of technology, but never anything important. They limit our expansion. They tell us the galaxy is peaceful, yet they have massive fleets." Alex Rivera, the youngest council member, frowned. "Are you saying they're lying to us?" "I'm saying we've accepted their version of the truth," Clark replied. "This dark matter gives us a chance to see the real truth for ourselves." The council debated for hours. Some worried about provoking advanced alien species. Others argued that humanity had a right to determine its own future. In the end, they voted. The decision was made. "Project Dark Shield is approved," Grace announced. "We will build a fleet in secret. We will discover what's really happening beyond our borders." Admiral Clark left the meeting and looked up at the night sky. Stars sparkled above the city. Somewhere out there, other civilizations were making decisions that affected Earth without humanity's input or consent. "Not anymore," he whispered. The next day, construction began in the hidden shipyards of Mars and the asteroid belt. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock. Security was absolute. No signals were allowed that might be detected by alien monitoring stations. 6 months later, the first prototype was ready. They called it the U.S. Nightshade. It was small, just large enough for a crew of 5. Its hull was black and seemed to swallow light. Inside, the dark matter engine hummed with power no human ship had ever possessed. Humanity was about to change its destiny among the stars. Lieutenant Commander Sam Reynolds checked the dark matter engine readings one more time. Everything looked good. The U.S. Nightshade hummed quietly around him. It was the smallest ship in Earth's new fleet, but it was about to go farther than any human vessel had ever traveled. "Systems check complete," said Officer Kelly Ward from her station. Her fingers moved quickly across the control panel. "Dark matter shield at full power," reported Joe Miller, the shield specialist. "We're invisible to standard scans." Sam nodded and took a deep breath. This is it. First voyage beyond mapped space. He looked at the 4 crew members who shared the small bridge with him. "Ready?" They all nodded. Sam pressed the main control. The dark matter engine activated. The stars outside the view screen blurred as the Nightshade moved in a way no human ship had moved before. It didn't just travel through space. It slipped between the layers of reality. 3 days later, they arrived at their target destination, a region of space 50 light-years from Earth. According to old alien maps that Earth had been given, this area was empty, just another section of void between star systems. "Coming out of dark space now," Sam announced. The ship slowed. The view screen cleared. "Oh my God," Kelly whispered. They weren't alone. They weren't in empty space. Directly ahead of them was a massive structure. It looked like a giant metal snowflake, with 6 pointed arms extending from a central hub. Each arm was at least 10 miles long. Lights flickered across its surface. Ships of various sizes moved around it. "Get us behind that asteroid," Sam ordered quickly. Joe activated the maneuvering thrusters, and the Nightshade slid behind a large rock, hiding from the structure. "What is that thing?" asked Mike Peters, the science officer. He was already scanning it with the ship's sensors. "It's not on any map we were given," Sam said. "Whatever it is, the aliens didn't want us to know about it." For the next 6 hours, they observed from hiding. They watched ships coming and going. The vessels were of different designs, suggesting multiple alien species. Some were clearly warships, with weapon ports visible along their hulls. "I think we found something important," Kelly said. "This looks like some kind of outpost or station." Mike nodded. His eyes were wide as he looked at the sensor readings. According to these readings, there are thousands of life forms on that structure. Multiple species, and the energy output is enormous. Suddenly, a nearby sensor beeped. "Ship approaching," Joe warned. "It's big, and it's coming this way." Sam made a quick decision. Activate dark matter cloak. Full silence. The Nightshade went dark. All non-essential systems shut down. The dark matter shield wrapped around them, making them invisible to standard detection methods. The alien ship passed close by. It was 3 times the size of the Nightshade. Through the view screen, they could see strange markings on its hull. Weapon ports lined its sides. It was clearly a military vessel. The alien ship scanned the asteroid field. Its sensor beams passed right through the Nightshade without detecting it. After a few minutes, it moved on. "That was close," Kelly whispered. Mike was studying his readings with intense focus. "I intercepted some of their communications," he said. "They're speaking multiple languages, but I caught something important. They keep referring to something called the Core and the High Command." Sam frowned. "The Core? High Command? We've never heard those terms from our alien contacts." "There's more," Mike continued. "I think this is some kind of border station. They're monitoring traffic in this sector. And listen to this. They specifically mentioned Earth in one transmission." "What did they say?" Sam asked, his voice tight. "They said Earth's containment is proceeding as planned." "Whatever that means." Sam looked at the massive structure again. Something cold settled in his stomach. "I think we just discovered why aliens have been so careful about what technology they share with us. I think we just found out we're being deliberately contained." He made another decision. "Record everything. We're going to wait 12 more hours, gather all the data we can, and then head back to Earth. The Council needs to see this." As they watched, more warships arrived at the station. Earth wasn't just being kept in the dark. They were being kept in a cage. Commander Elaine Powell stood at the observation deck of the Mars shipyard. Below her, thousands of workers moved like ants across the massive construction area. The red dust of Mars swirled around the edges of the force field that protected the yard from the harsh environment. "How many ships can we complete this month?" she asked. Chief Engineer Greg Mitchell consulted his tablet. He was a stocky man with calloused hands and a mind that could solve problems faster than any computer. 4 corvettes and 1 battlecruiser. We're getting faster with each build. Elaine nodded. When the U.S. Nightshade had returned with news of the alien outpost and the mysterious core, Earth's leaders had made their decision quickly. They would build a fleet that could stand up to whatever was out there. "The Obsidian is almost ready," Greg said, pointing to the largest ship in the yard. It was a beautiful vessel, sleek and deadly. Its dark hull seemed to drink in the light. "The dark matter integration is better than ever. We've improved the shields by 30%. "And the Shadow?" Elaine asked, looking at another large ship nearby. 2 weeks from completion. It will be our fastest battle cruiser yet." A door slid open behind them. Security Director Lisa Woods entered, her face serious. "We may have a problem," she said quietly. Elaine turned. "What kind of problem?" "One of our suppliers on Earth has been asking questions, too many questions, and we detected an unauthorized transmission from the asteroid mining operation." Greg frowned. "Spies?" Lisa nodded. "Possibly. We've always known the aliens had human collaborators. People who think helping them is the right thing to do. Or people who are being paid very well." Elaine added, "What are we doing about it?" "My team is handling it. We've fed false information to the suspicious supplier. And we've traced the transmission. We'll have the source by tomorrow." Elaine looked back at the shipyard. 27 ships were under construction. 6 more were already complete and running training missions in the outer solar system. It was an impressive achievement, but was it enough? "The Council wants an update on the flagship," she said. Greg smiled for the first time. "The Voidwalker is ahead of schedule. Come see." They took a transport tube to the far side of the shipyard. There, in a special dock, floated the largest ship humans had ever built. It was 3 times the size of the Obsidian. Its hull was a deep black that seemed to bend the light around it. "She's beautiful," Elaine whispered. "And deadly," Greg added. 4 dark matter engines. Shield capacity 5 times greater than any other ship. And weapons. He shook his head in admiration. "The dark matter cannons can tear through anything. In simulations, they cut through alien hull material like it was paper." Lisa looked less impressed. "It doesn't matter how powerful our ships are if the aliens know they're coming." "That's why security is my top priority," Elaine assured her. "No one outside this program knows what we're building. To the rest of Earth, these are just new research vessels." "And to our alien friends?" Greg asked. "They're told we're building mining ships for the asteroid belt. Nothing that would concern them." Meanwhile, in Earth's diplomatic center in Geneva, Alan Foster smiled warmly at the alien representative sitting across from him. The alien had blue-tinted skin and 4 eyes that blinked alternately. "Of course, we appreciate the Corps' guidance," Alan said smoothly. "Earth is grateful for your technological assistance." "Your mining ships are unusual," the alien said. Its translator made the voice sound flat. Alan laughed. "Just trying to improve efficiency. Nothing exciting, I assure you." The alien seemed satisfied. After it left, Alan's smile dropped. He sent a secure message to the Mars shipyard. "They're watching the ships. Be more careful." Back on Mars, Elaine received the message. "Increase security again," she ordered Lisa. "And tell all shipyards to work faster. I want the Voidwalker ready in 3 months, not 4. "Is that possible?" Lisa asked. Elaine looked at the growing fleet. It has to be. Because if the core realizes what we're doing before we're ready, Earth won't get a second chance. Captain Patricia Howard felt her heart pounding as the Phantom approached the massive space station. The small stealth ship was the most advanced infiltration vessel in Earth's new fleet. Its dark matter cloaking system made it completely invisible to all known detection methods. "Status report," she whispered. Even though no sound could travel through space, the tension on the bridge made everyone speak quietly. "We're clear," said Eric Mason, the sensor specialist. "Their patrol ships don't see us." Patricia nodded. The Arcturus system was supposedly empty, according to the star charts aliens had shared with Earth. But like many things the aliens had told humans, this was a lie. The system contained a massive communications hub for what they now knew was called the Core, an alliance of 7 ancient alien species who ruled the galaxy. "Beginning approach," said Liam Scott, the pilot. His hands moved carefully over the controls. The Phantom slipped between 2 patrol ships, each 10 times its size. "Remember the mission," Patricia said to her team of 6. "We get in, we gather information, we get out. No engagement." The Phantom docked with the station, connecting to a rarely used maintenance port. Patricia led 3 team members through the airlock. All wore specialized suits that bent light around them, making them nearly invisible. They also carried devices that jammed most sensor types. The inside of the station was vast. Aliens of different species moved through wide corridors. None noticed the human team slipping past them. "This way," whispered Ryan Cooper, checking the small device that tracked energy signatures. "The main data center should be 2 levels up." They moved carefully through the station, hiding whenever aliens came too close. Once, they froze as a tall, insect-like alien stopped and seemed to sense something. After a tense moment, it moved on. The data center was a large room filled with glowing terminals. Strange symbols flashed across screens. 2 aliens worked at stations, monitoring the data flow. "Wait for my signal," Patricia told her team through their secure comm system. When the aliens left for a shift change, the team moved in. Ryan connected their decoding device to the main terminal. It began copying vast amounts of data. "We have 15 minutes before the next shift arrives," Patricia said. As the data downloaded, Patricia watched the screens. Even without translation, some images were clear. She saw star maps showing hundreds of developing species, each marked with different symbols. Earth was there, with a symbol that apparently meant containment. Other screens showed plans for conflicts between younger species, clearly engineered by the Core to keep them fighting each other instead of developing too quickly. "Look at this," Ryan said, pointing to another screen. Patricia felt sick as she saw what appeared to be plans for Earth. There were population graphs, resource assessments, and something labeled processing timeline. "They're not just containing us," she whispered. "They're farming us." "Data download at 80%, said Mia Green, the team's tech specialist. Suddenly, alarms blared. "We've been detected," Ryan said, checking his device. "Finish the download," Patricia ordered. "We need this information." The download completed just as the doors to the data center slid open. Patricia grabbed the device. "Move," she shouted. They ran through the corridors, no longer bothering with stealth. Aliens shouted and pointed as the humans became partially visible during fast movement. "Security breach in Sector 7, announced a voice over the station's speakers. The team reached the maintenance port just as alien security forces rounded the corner. Energy weapons fired, missing them by inches. "Seal the airlock," Patricia shouted as they tumbled into the Phantom. Liam had the engines running. The moment the airlock closed, the Phantom detached from the station and accelerated away. "Multiple ships in pursuit," Eric reported. "Activate dark matter drive," Patricia ordered. The Phantom disappeared into fold space just as the alien ships opened fire. Their weapons hit empty space. Back on Earth, analyst Kevin Rodriguez received the data from the Phantom. For days, he barely slept as he pieced together the Corps' structure, capabilities, and plans. When he finished, he sent one message to Admiral Clark. They plan to harvest Earth in 5 years, but we found their weakness. Colonel Ben Foster stood on the bridge of the Shadow, looking at the holographic display of Proxima Centauri. The red dwarf star glowed dimly, but it was the fourth planet that interested him. According to the intelligence they had gathered, the Corps maintained a large mining operation there. It was the closest Corps outpost to Earth. "All ships report ready, sir," said his communications officer, Lindydung. Ben nodded. 5 dark matter warships had made the journey to Proxima Centauri: the Shadow, the Obsidian, and 3 smaller corvettes named Wraith, Spectre, and Ghost. They were about to announce humanity's presence to the Corps in a way that couldn't be ignored. "Begin approach," Ben ordered. "Maintain dark matter cloak until my command." The 5 ships moved silently toward the 4th planet. Through the view screen, Ben could see the Corps' operation. It was massive. Huge machines dug into the planet's surface. A small fleet of ships hovered protectively nearby. "I count 12 enemy vessels," reported Peter Grant, the tactical officer. 3 large cruisers and 9 smaller ships. Weapon systems active but not targeting. "They don't see us," Ben said. His voice was calm, but his hands gripped the command rail tightly. This would be humanity's first real battle against an alien force. "Science Officer Price, are you recording?" Ben asked. Natalie Price nodded. The young woman was there to analyze the Corps' weapons and defenses in real time. "All sensors active, sir. Everything will be transmitted back to Earth." Ben took a deep breath. "All ships, move into position. On my mark, drop cloaks and engage targets." The human ships formed a loose circle around the Corps fleet. The aliens continued their work, completely unaware of what was about to happen. "Mark," Ben said. All 5 dark matter warships appeared simultaneously. To the Corps ships, it must have seemed like they materialized from nothing. "Open fire," Ben ordered. The Shadow's dark matter cannons fired first. Beams of energy darker than the space around them lanced out, striking the largest Corps cruiser. The alien vessel's shields flared briefly, then failed completely. The dark matter beam cut through its hull like it was paper. The other human ships opened fire. The Obsidian targeted a second cruiser while the corvettes engaged the smaller vessels. "Enemy ships returning fire," Peter reported. Energy weapons from the Corps ships flashed toward the human vessels. The beams hit the dark matter shields and disappeared, absorbed completely. "Shields holding at 100%, reported the defense officer. On the view screen, Ben watched as the alien fleet tried to organize a defense. They were clearly shocked by the sudden appearance of unknown ships and weapons that their shields couldn't stop. "They're trying to call for help," Linda said, monitoring communications. "Jamming is holding." The battle was brutally one-sided. The Corps ships' weapons couldn't penetrate the dark matter shields. The human weapons cut through alien defenses with ease. "Last enemy cruiser is attempting to flee," Peter reported. "Wraith, intercept and disable," Ben ordered. "We want at least 1 ship intact for study." The corvette quickly caught up to the fleeing alien vessel. A precise shot disabled its engines without destroying the ship. In less than 15 minutes, it was over. The Corps fleet had been decimated. 11 ships destroyed, 1 disabled. No human casualties. "Begin Phase 2, Ben ordered. "Obsidian, target the mining operation." The large battle cruiser moved into position above the planet. Its dark matter cannons fired again, this time at the facilities on the surface. Explosions bloomed across the mining operation. "Boarding party to the disabled cruiser," Ben said. "I want their navigation data and any information about Corps defenses." As the team prepared to board the alien vessel, Ben sent a message to Earth. "First strike successful. Corps fleet eliminated with 0 casualties. Proceeding with capture of alien technology." He looked at the disabled Corps ship. For centuries, humanity had been kept down, fed lies, and prepared for harvest like cattle. That time was over. "Science Officer Price, what's your assessment?" he asked. Natalie looked up from her instruments. "Their weapons are significantly less advanced than we expected, sir. Either the Corps has been holding back their best technology, or we've surpassed them," Ben finished. "Send that in your report too." For the first time, humans had fought the Corps, and the Corps had lost. The message of humanity's attack reached the Corps High Command within hours. In a vast chamber on the ancient world of Nexus Prime, 7 alien leaders gathered. Each represented one of the founding species of the Galactic Alliance that had ruled for thousands of years. Admiral Axel slammed his 4-fingered hand on the table, his gray skin flushed dark with anger. "This is outrageous. The humans have violated every restriction we placed on them." The Thal Matriarch, a tall being with feathered skin, raised a slender hand. "Let us understand what happened before we act rashly. What exactly occurred at Proxima Centauri?" A hologram appeared in the center of the table. It showed the remains of the Corps fleet, drifting and broken. "Our mining outpost was attacked by 5 unknown vessels," reported a lower-ranked officer. "The ships appeared suddenly, as if from nowhere. Our weapons had no effect on them. 12 ships lost, thousands dead." "These humans were supposed to be primitives," said another council member, a blob-like being whose translucent body rippled with colored lights. "How did they develop such technology?" High Commander Vrex, the oldest member of the council, leaned forward. Unlike the others, Vrex belonged to the progenitors, the first and most advanced species in the galaxy. His ancient eyes narrowed as he studied the hologram. "Show me their weapons," he ordered. The hologram changed to display the human ships firing. Dark beams cut through core shields and hulls. "Impossible," Vrex whispered. But his 3 hearts knew what he was seeing. "They have discovered dark matter technology." The chamber went silent. Even Admiral Axel stopped his angry movements. "That cannot be," the Thal Matriarch said finally. "We abandoned that research eons ago. It was too unpredictable, too dangerous." "Yet they have mastered it," Vrex said. "These beams, these shields that absorb our weapons, it can only be weaponized dark matter." Admiral Axel's anger returned quickly. "Then we must destroy them immediately, before they can build more ships. I will lead our main battle fleet to Earth myself." "Your fleet will fail," Vrex said simply. "If their shields can absorb energy weapons, your ships will be useless." "Then what do you suggest?" Axel demanded. "We let the humans challenge us. We have controlled the lesser species for 50,000 years. We decide who rises and who falls." Vrex touched a control. The hologram changed to show Earth. "We underestimated them. A mistake we have not made in millennia. But humans are still confined to their star system. They have a handful of ships. We have thousands." The council debated for hours. Some wanted to negotiate with humans. Others demanded immediate action. In the end, Admiral Axel's view won out. The Corps would send their most powerful battle group to Sol, 100 of their finest warships against whatever fleet the humans had managed to build. "They may have advanced technology," Axel said as the meeting ended, "but they cannot stand against our numbers. We will swarm their dark matter ships and destroy them by sheer force." The massive Corps fleet assembled quickly. Ships from all 7 species joined together, creating an armada that had not been seen in centuries. As Admiral Axel prepared to depart, High Commander Vrex approached him privately. "Do not underestimate these humans," the ancient alien warned. "They have done what no species has done in 50,000 years. They have surprised us." Axel's eyes narrowed. "They are barely out of their stone age. They got lucky once. It will not happen again." The Corps battle group entered fold space, heading for Sol at maximum speed. They expected to find a handful of human ships, perhaps a dozen at most. What they didn't know was that Earth's dark matter fleet had grown to over 100 vessels. While the Corps had debated, humans had built. In the Kuiper Belt at the edge of the Sol system, Admiral John Clark received word of the approaching armada. He smiled grimly as he looked at his fleet, ships of all sizes with dark matter technology that even the Corps couldn't match. All ships to battle stations, he ordered. The Corps is about to learn that humanity will no longer accept being treated like cattle. The stage was set for what would become known as the Silent Massacre. Admiral John Clark stood on the bridge of the Voidwalker, Earth's flagship. Through the viewscreen, he watched as the Corps battle group entered the Kuiper Belt. 100 alien warships, each bristling with weapons. All ships report ready, Admiral, said his second-in-command, Carol Davis. John nodded. Around the Voidwalker, more than 100 dark matter ships waited in formation. Some were visible. Most were cloaked, hidden by their dark matter shields. Begin Operation Checkmate, John ordered. The Voidwalker and 20 other visible human ships moved forward to meet the Corps fleet. The rest of Earth's ships remained hidden, waiting for the signal. Admiral Sol saw the human ships approaching. He laughed, a harsh sound that made his bridge crew nervous. "Is this all they have?" he asked. 20 ships against our 100. This will be over quickly." The Corps fleet spread out in attack formation, their weapons charged, ready to overwhelm the human vessels with sheer firepower. "Sir," said one of Exol's officers, "something strange about those human ships. Our sensors can't get clear readings." "It doesn't matter," Exol replied. "Open fire." Energy beams from 80 Corps ships struck the human vessels simultaneously. The dark matter shields absorbed every shot, showing only slight ripples of blue light where the weapons hit. No damage to their ships, the Corps weapons officer reported, his voice filled with disbelief. On the Voidwalker, John Clark gave his next order. Phase 2. All hidden ships attack. Suddenly, 80 more human ships appeared around the Corps fleet. They had been there all along, cloaked by dark matter shields. Now they revealed themselves, surrounding the alien armada. "Open fire," John ordered. Dark matter beams shot out from all sides, striking the Corps ships. Alien shields failed instantly against the advanced weapons. Hull plates melted. Engines exploded. "This is impossible," Exol shouted as his flagship rocked from a direct hit. The human ships moved in impossible ways, phasing through space to appear at different positions. The Corps ships couldn't track them, couldn't hit them. 20 Corps ships destroyed in the first minute, 40 more in the next 3 minutes. The rest tried to retreat, but the human vessels were faster. "Target their flagship," John ordered. "Disable, don't destroy." The Voidwalker's main cannon fired. A precise shot disabled the engines on Exol's ship. Within 15 minutes, the battle was over. 98 Corps ships destroyed. 2 disabled, including Exol's flagship. John opened a communication channel to the surviving Corps vessels. "This is Admiral John Clark of Earth. Your fleet is defeated. We could destroy you completely, but we choose not to. Instead, you will carry our message back to your high command." On his ruined bridge, Admiral Exol could only watch in shock as human boarding parties entered his ship. For the first time in his long life, he felt fear. 2 days later, the Voidwalker led a fleet of 20 elite vessels directly to Nexus Prime, the Corps homeworld. Using coordinates from the captured ships, they bypassed the defensive grid and appeared directly above the High Command chamber. The 7 High Commanders stared in shock as human ships appeared in their sky. Ships that should never have been able to reach their hidden world. Admiral John Clark transported down with a small team. They walked into the council chamber, unafraid. "How dare you enter this sacred place?" the Thal matriarch asked, trying to hide her fear. John placed a small device on the table. It projected an image of Earth. "For centuries, you have lied to us, contained us, planned to harvest us like animals. Today that ends." He placed another device beside the first. This one showed the destroyed Corps battle group. "Your most powerful fleet has been defeated. Your ships cannot stand against our technology. What do you want?" asked High Commander Vrex, the only one who seemed calm. "Three things," John said. "First, recognition of Earth as equals, not subjects. Second, an end to your manipulation of developing species across the galaxy. Third, full technological exchange between all worlds." "And if we refuse?" Admiral Axel asked, having been returned to his people in shame. In answer, the human ships above fired single shots, destroying 7 empty buildings around the capital city. The message was clear. The Thal matriarch was the first to speak. "We agree to your terms." Within days, the old order began to change. Earth led a new coalition of formerly suppressed species. The knowledge that the mighty core could be defeated spread quickly. As John Clark looked at the stars from the Void Walker, he knew the dark matter fleet remained necessary. Some in the old core would not accept change easily. But for the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy had hope for true equality. Humanity had changed the stars forever.